Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Raging at War, your noob-ish Diamond 1 Valorant player, and in today's video I'm just going to be going over a few professional and noob setups that you can use for your Cypher gameplay. Also, I stream on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Raging at War. I stream Valorant and I'm going to stream some new upcoming, new release games as well. So if you're interested, then yeah, chuck me a follow and let's play some games.
Here. Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do. That goes there. Oh, this is a nice. Yes, this should do.
Okay, now that I've set everything up, as you can see here, I have the one-way smoke. If they were to push in to get this intel, I would be on my cams, I can see there. If they push site completely, I have, if I manage to get off site alive, that is, I have eyes into the corners. I have eyes basically everywhere, all the way over in heaven, there as well, just, you know, everywhere in general. But I'll be using my camera mainly to be watching this location. If they pushed further enough to where I feel comfortable to trigger the one-way,
Cage triggered.
especially if they trip that, you'll be able to see them. And if they push, it's a case of doing that, backing off and waiting. If you have a teammate up there, he'd be watching this side of it. So while this cage is up, I'd be watching to see if they trigger that, get another kill, and then I'd back off. Another simple one as well. If the enemy team is starting to know, and if this one is getting a bit repetitive, what you could do is put it on the trash can. Another start to the round as well that you could do is that you could help defend heaven by putting that and that there. Obviously putting the camera in its normal spot. Going to here, either putting it on the trash can or on the wall. Simply just going up to this pillar here. You gotta make sure you hit that like wooden bar thing. And it bounces perfectly. It's another one way. And again, you could do that to secure heaven. It's just so you're defending the flank as well, just in case if you lose a friendly up in heaven. Okay, for this one I'm playing defensive on heaven, so what I will do is put my camera up there to keep watch if people are here or here, because you can wallbang with certain weapons. You can wallbang this corner here because of the camera. You would know they are there, especially behind this box, or waiting on ramp. Also, I have another cage and tripwire here to cover the flank, just in case if they decide to push site aggressively and not ramp. And that is my basically defensive setup for A heaven. We'll go on to the next one, which is another one for A point. Okay, for this setup here, what it is that the camera can see basically almost everything. You can see there, you can see here, you know, even going on to ramp, A main and A lobby it can see into as well before they even push. When the shield is up, sometimes you can see the enemy, I don't know if they've patched it now, on the A lobby box, and you can see him jump up and it would give you early intel before the round has even started. When defending from this location, I would recommend having a teammate to hold heaven aggressively to make sure they don't take it. And if they do overwhelm him on heaven, make sure he falls back to here, which is A screens, so he can basically cover your flank. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You can do a bit of a one-way smoke right here. If you line up with this, you see this bit of a horn a bit here. If you line up basically with this, you can see a little white speck, and what you want to do is put your crosshair on that white speck, and at the bottom middle you got like a little line. If you bring that up until it touches that line and then throw, you can basically form a one-way. I think it's yeah, it can be used here only. It's nothing really from back there, so I just line up here, look there, throw.
Cage trigger.
So it is literally a one-way for here, not for here, obviously, because when the enemy pushes and actually get tripped by this, they're not going to see anything. They're not going to see absolutely anything. It's literally only used if you was up there. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this map, for both of the sites. So if you liked it so far, then please leave a like and a comment and a subscribe if you want to as well, and then we'll head on to the next map. Okay, here we are on Haven, just going to be going through A, then B, then C bomb side on the defending side to show you my setups and everything else.
That goes there. Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes, this goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Okay, so what I got here is just a simple setup. Just the tripwire there. The tripwire there is mainly if I'm basically just sitting behind this big box on cams, just waiting them to do something, because I know if they're close enough to this wire to shoot it, or if they, you know, I know I can try and just wallbang this box here. And this one is a bit different. All it is just a case of kind of distracting with the camera. They look up, boom, boom, and then I just end the game phase, trigger the cage, you know, and if they get trapped over there as well, it's just a case of, can you wallbang this? I don't think you can you? Yeah, you can. So, yeah. So that's setup number 1 for A bomb side. Okay, for this setup here, I've put the one cage up here and the one down there, and I have a double tripwire going across. Now, this is only for the fact that if someone was to trip that one, it's a case of doing this. And because of this gap, it's too big, and, you know, people can, if that was to get tripped, enemy can see them points real easy. It's the fact that I'm kind of watching them as they come onto site. If they trip this, or if I hit him with the camera, it's a case of doing this and peeking and then having the free, you know, especially if they were here as well, but having a kind of a visual cover to try and get a kill. And exactly, if they manage to trip that, you can just shoot through. And this trap as well, you can obviously shoot through as well and get another kill. Another helpful tip as well, the only reason why I've done a double-sided trip on this is because if I know I've got a teammate this side wants to push, therefore I'm treating them as a literal moving tripwire. They are going to detect the enemy if they are there or not. Okay, now for B site is really simple. So what it is just a normal trip here before the round starts, because you could do that one, and then it is just another trip about there like that. Have the one cage there and have another one there. The camera I would place there. Having the camera here, you can kind of see if anybody was in that little mid courtyard bit or the cubby area, especially if they push. You can see if they're holding this angle here, and if they push, it's a case of doing that, shooting, and then another one as well. If you get it right, I think it's this one. What it is you can kind of see over the cage. So yeah, that is at my height as well.
Cage trigger.
So as you can see, this is at my height. It is hard to see me with the cage. Okay, let's go to C. Okay, now for this one, it's just a basic setup. You're just basically, you know, covering the flank there with the trip for garage if they push, and it's just a standard, just literally in between the two walls trip as well. For the camera, on the other hand, you can kind of see into the garage area, but also I like this one because you can get an early peek before any jet or any rainer with an AWP on our side looking down. You can easily get intel immediately. See, that's a good second of intel. You can see them running across one C long, 2 C long, 3 C long, etc, etc. Now, if they see that immediately, they'll shoot it out, and if it does get repetitive, then I suggest just changing it up. Put it here on this. You can still kind of see down long, and if they push sight, you can see the rest of sight. Okay, so for the next setup on A, it's just a case of playing defensive backside. Now, this is a high risk, high reward one. So what it is that you sit back here, you have a trip there to cover the flank. So you're basically, your main priority is keeping a watch in this area here. You have your camera, and as soon as that gets tripped, you trigger it, shoot, and then if they push that and trigger it, then obviously you have to push out. You can't stay in that area because you're literally boxed in. You have no cover, and if you're a crack shot, it's literally just try and tap heads. But I would recommend that as soon as this has been triggered, or if as soon as you trigger the cage, sorry, I would highly recommend is just making a beeline straight for the exit. But that is the second setup for this bomb site as well. Okay, that is it for today's video on Cypher setups and different trips that he can do and everything else like that. So the next video that hopefully I do is going to be a part 2 to this, where I'm literally going to go through just all the maps and everything, and just share my knowledge with you on this character and on each map. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you have subscribed or liked or commented on the video. It does mean a lot, and feel free to check out my Twitter as well, Twitter and Twitch as well. That means a lot if you was to do that. So yeah, thank you very much. I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.